Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly soul master today, because today we're carrying on with our ongoing adventure playing Cubicle 7's outstanding Age of Sigmar, Warhammer Age of Sigmar RPG, Soulbound. And we are playing a adventure that is making use of the Ruins of Karaznethil web supplement. An adventure we're calling the Iron Groves of Karaznethil. And with me today are the stars of our Iron Groves of Karaznethil adventure. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing today? First up, we've got Robert.
Hi, I'm Robert. I'm playing Alicia. She's a Stormcast Eternal from and I don't have it open. She has a Storm host, and she's forgotten because she's facing something really, really big.
Indeed. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Cal, and he is from the Shining Company. He's an elf, and he fights with a sword and a shield.
Very nice. And last but certainly not least is John.
Everyone, I am John, and I am playing Nox. And through the fire and the flames, the human bright wizard will ignite his foes.
Very nice. So, guys, John was not able to join us last time. What do you guys recall from last time? And let me see if I've got a visual aid I can assist with here.
Yeah, that has a way of driving out anything else that happened last week from my mind. But I know we decided to go back. We'd saved the... Actually, I can't remember, Kev. Were we already here at the start of the session, or we were back at the King Adagram's
camp?
Yeah,
you were still at King Adagram's camp because you had spent some time with downtime, and then we're recovering and planning for your next 4 a.m.
Yeah, and so we did finally decide to go back in, pretty much go the same way, and go deeper towards... I'm trying to pull up your Karaznethil thing. We're trying to go... We're back. Are we back in the Seeping Square?
You are making your way down. I think you were...
We're in the root halls.
Yeah, you may have been pursuing something. Yeah, you're... why did you go down? I can't remember. I think you guys were just making your way down. You happened to run into this thing, which was coming to investigate the sounds of the...
Oh yeah, we killed a bunch of little things, no problem. But had a great plan, no problem at all. Then this thing and another thing, smaller thing, I'm just going to call them things because that's what they are, came out, and we just took care of the baby, and now we got Mama.
Yes. Did I? Oh geez. Oh, you know what? Dang it! By getting rid of the token, I've just managed to clear our turn order inadvertently. Okay, but it looks like you acted last. This thing is currently one zone away. It has not taken any damage yet. And I think the last thing you did was take down that... there was that... it was that thing was wielding... The thing you just took down... it's like Ruin Guard or whatever it was called. It was carrying a enchanted blade. Remember, it was a thing I posted in Discord about that. It was... where is it here?
Okay.
Yeah, the Putrid Blight King dropped a Song-Forged weapon, which is magical, deals +1 damage, and with a DN 6/1 soul crafting or entertain test, it can be reshaped into a different weapon and will gain one of the following traits for each success rolled: penetrating, reach, restraining, or rend. So that has dropped to the ground. Well, let's everyone go ahead and click on initiative.
Did we use any Soulfire last time?
Sorry?
Do you know if we used any Soulfire last session? I was keeping track of it.
Well, it doesn't refresh at the start of a session, though.
I know. We had 3 when I last was here. So
I think if anyone used it, it would have been on the sheet.
Okay.
Right, because we've got the Soulbound sheet.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it went down, so.
No. Okay.
No, I remember you asking a couple times, and we were saying no.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't saying anything, but
Okay, and then
it's all a mystery.
Curtis Wilton touch his initiative is a 9.
Jeez.
Okay.
That's fast.
Okay, so then it would be
Oh, look, he has a name. He's so...
Cal has his medal back because he did not engage yet. So I think Leisha is 1 zone away from this thing and was exposed to its plague wind. Did you make a...
I believe I succeeded, but I will roll
it's
again.
actually, and it's on its turn when that thing triggers. So,
Okay.
all right. So then Leisha has just dropped that putrid Blight King. So we'll get rid of that initiative tracker, and it is Curdloos's turn now. Curdloose has also worked some kind of spell on itself, so it also apparently has magic. All right, then it gets its medal back, or gets 1 medal back, and let's go. Okay, so I'm going to assume, Nox, you are 2 zones back because you typically keep yourself at a distance while the tankier types go in. All right, so this thing, start of its turn, it does that. Oof. All right, it will. First, I'm going to grab my Marvel dice, so we'll use that today. And let's see. It is... Oh boy.
What should we play after this? The way you're sounding is like,
Well, you guys do have a lot of resources, though, so you're. I'm confident you guys will be fine, or you'll learn the discretion to know when you're out of what do you call it?
Out of our league.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Gorgrugni. Ah.
So what this thing sputters out to you, Leisha, is something. It's tough to tell because even at its size, it sounds as if its lungs are full of bilious liquid.
Oh, sounds like me the last few days. Okay.
Yeah. Should have got you to record some voice lines. So it just first sputters out, "Hate for light," and it rends its kind of thick talon claws across its flesh, and there is putrid skin that splits back as if it was an overcooked, roast. Only pus and blackish, sickening flesh spills out from it as it offers up some of its flesh to augment its spell. And
Might be use one of my talents.
let's see here. All right. And
This sounds so lovely.
okay. That is 2, 3. Oof. Not a great roll. So there's that. All right, here we go. 1, 2. All right. This thing's first action is, as it does so, the offering seems to transform into some kind of vile miasma, which then just shoots out at you. Leisha, you take 7 points of damage.
Could I attempt to use a talent?
You're at long range right now. Let's
Yes.
see. Okay, yeah.
It's the first time I get a chance to use this one.
Yeah, you could try.
Let's try. Go foul magic.
Okay.
Okay, so he's gonna attempt to unweave it as it's being shot at Lisa.
Yes, the difficulty is a 4.
Okay. 4, okay.
Nice. You take 1 point of damage, Leisha. Oh, wait, can you focus?
I can get...
No, that's all of them already.
yeah, those are all successes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And this ignores armor, I assume.
I don't
Let's see.
think so. No, there's certain spells that say they ignore armor.
It says if you succeed, it's unbound, has no effect.
Well, no, you need to get more. It's a complex test equal to the number of tests that they rolled. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, all you do is take tests away. It's like dodge. So, no, unfortunately, you're still hit, Leisha, but your armor protects you from it. Nox has weakened the spell enough.
Minus the metal. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you see in the background is a lance of fire flies out and hits the spell as it comes towards you and burns part of it away.
And Alicia cocks her head back over her shoulder and gives you a quick smile before.
Look, I was gonna. You still get hit.
Yeah.
Just with no, with nowhere little effect. Okay, I just want to find.
I've been waiting to use that the entire time.
Then it says, hateful fire. It surges forward into Leisha's zone, so you are now at medium range for it, Nox.
Okay.
And it, you can see it trembles within its body, and it hurls out bile at you. What's your defense?
Was it Alicia or Nox?
Nox.
Defense is now average.
Average. Okay, so it's a 2. Nox, you were hit. 6, 7 points of damage as this vomit hits you.
Is it armor?
Armor will protect. Yeah.
Okay.
And I need a DN4 5 body fortitude test, please.
Okay, hold on. So -5. And you said DN5 body?
DN5 body, please. Yeah. No, DN4 with a complexity of 5. So you need 5 successes. I don't think you can get this, but...
No, it's not in any world.
All right, so you are poisoned.
Yay.
And that was 1 metal. It laughs. And then it'll spend another metal to try and hit you, Alicia.
Mm-hmm.
So it brings that giant blade up and down. And let's see here. Now, let me see. Your defense, I think, is... Oh, it's in here. There you go. All right. Alicia, your defense is great. Is it higher with a shield, or is great as good as it gets?
Looks like it's great. I don't believe I have a shield. Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yep.
Yep. Okay. So then it is, I believe, 1 step above. Let's see. Where's... Let me put the Soul Master screen here. Come on, there it is. All right. So this thing has It's 2 steps above you, so that brings it down to a 2. So 1, 2, 3. That is 11 points of damage. Your armor applies.
Okay. So she takes 8. That's hurts.
Is your armor a 2, not a 3?
My armor's a 3, but you said 11.
Oh, 11. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. All right. And then it will...
Actions. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh no.
And it's going to sit on that last medal because it wants 2 for next round too. So that is it, Leisha. Oh, and you're also, Leisha, in this thing's area now too, which... Oh boy. So it is surrounded by a wave of vile, biting nurglings.
Oh.
And
They're so cute.
they are very cute. They definitely don't smell like pus. Let's see here. You know, I'm not sure if I've ever used Nurgle or a Nurgle creature in other things, so I'm just getting my mileage out of all the gross out stuff I can right now. Okay, so
Very good at it.
a major hazard. Okay, so when you start your turn in this, you take 3 points of damage.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming in that case, armor does not apply, or...
We've been treating hazards as applicable unless it says otherwise.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because it, I was thinking smell. You're saying something about the smell, but it's the...
That's just window dressing, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so then
take no damage. Okay.
it is, well, it'll be on your turn anyway. Nox, you're up next. What are you doing? You got your 1 medal back?
Yeah. He is gagging from the stench of the bile that's coating him.
Yeah.
And it's just Leisha and the big monster in the one zone?
Yes, and then Cal is 1... Yeah, and then Cal is in the same zone as you are right now.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to try and do an Inferno Blades to get his weapon alight with fire.
Okay.
And I get a... that should be -1 dice.
So just re-roll again with -1.
Okay. It's Astro Spellcasting bonus.
Can you make that succeed?
No, with the other one I would have been able to, but...
Well, you don't know that because you rolled 1 extra dice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I dropped one of those 6, I would have got it. Let's see. What can I do to spend?
You could spend Soulfire to re-roll, or you could just spend your medal.
Yeah, I'll spend my medal to get that, to double my focus bonus, so that'll get me enough points to get 1 success out of it.
But you need 3. Look at the complexity of the spell.
Yep. I made 1 success. If I double my focus, that gives me 4 points, and that'll get me 2 3s to a 5.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'll spend that, and I'll get Inferno Blades up on my weapon and Kyle's weapon.
Okay.
And I think that'll be my turn.
Oof. Okay. And that'll be, I guess... Oof. Yeah, that'll end at the start of your next turn.
That's okay. If we get him on fire, it's worth it.
All right. And then Cal.
No longer poisoned.
Your turn. What are you doing?
Well, now with my flaming blade, I will step into this thing's zone.
Okay. You take 3 points of damage. You can subtract your armor from that, though.
Okay, so take 1 point of damage. That goes on toughness, right?
It goes on toughness, correct.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to use my Shining Company.
Okay.
And raise mine and Leisha's defense by 1.
Okay.
Step.
Okay.
And then I'm going to.
I think that's a free
attack.
thing, right? Like, so that's not an action?
Let's just click on it. Free action.
Free action.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
You just declare that you're fighting in formation, I guess. Okay, and then I'm going to attack this thing.
Okay. The difficulty is going to be. I think I know the order here. Okay, so your melee is good. So that'll be actually a 6.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, that's as hard as it gets.
There you go, though. And your focus, can you get another?
No. Oh wait, is a 4? No, it's only 5s and 6s that hit.
A 6 that hits because the difficulty is 6.
Oh yeah, I can get one more then. Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Right. So
you have to hit the difficulty number. Okay.
Yeah,
3
yeah.
hits. Yeah.
So 4 points of damage, and then wait, 1 + 1 because of the fire, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So 5 points of damage. It's armor. All right. So here's. Let's see here.
Good Lord, that thing's hard to hit.
Okay.
Hopefully the fire will cleanse it.
So that is 1, and then what? You have your medal. If you want to another action.
Yeah, I'm going to spend my metal to attack it again, even though it's very, very hard to hit.
Okay.
Go, so you can get lucky. Ugh. Oh, but I can get 2 hits with my focus.
Nice. So it's 4 points of damage. All right. So it is because of the fire that some of it gets through this thing's disgusting hide. Now, I seem to recall there being something else fun that happens when you hurt it. Let's see here. No. Okay. All right. So, Cal, that is it for you. Leisha, you get 1 medal back.
Mm-hmm.
You would take 3 points of damage, but your armor will protect you for that.
Yep. So she's going to cast Celestial Strike, or that's a miracle, which I believe is still in action. So it. And then she spends her medal.
That's not an action.
Oh, that's not an action. Okay. So then she charges. And
I think we looked this up last time. Forgive me for those listening at home if you're watching me look up the exact same thing 2 sessions in a row. I apologize, but I think we looked this up last time. I don't think it is an action, but let me just double check here.
yeah, I thought maybe miracles were in general, but
Yeah, I don't. Here we go. Celestial Strike. Let's see here.
it says unless otherwise stated, using a miracle requires the use a talent action.
Right. Okay. So then, yeah, that is an action.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So, yeah, I would have liked to have not done that, but I want to at least stun the. All the stunning does though is make him not able to move, and I doubt he wants to move.
Yeah,
Hold
he
on.
has to use a move or 1 action, right? And then he. I don't think it
Yeah.
can use a move or action, but it can't spend metal to take additional actions.
Yep. No, that's definitely useful.
Yeah.
Okay. So she does that. Then
Okay.
she charges using a medal
Can't use charger in the same zone. You're already engaged.
in the same
there.
zone.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Fine. Yeah. She swings. Yeah, that's right. Yep. She swings and.
Okay. So your difficulty here is your melee is good. Same thing as 6 is what you need.
Yep. And or the end of 6. Okay. Melee bonus none. Come on. Ow. Well, that was not good. She hits with 1 because of the focus, but
Okay. So that's 2 points of damage. Unfortunately, that's not enough to get through its hide.
Okay, so she's done.
Okay.
And it just kind of like slides. It doesn't clang because the thing's not metal, but it kind of slides off a particularly gross section of mucus.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's his first time you deal damage, so it's still in effect. You just have to.
No, but
Hit
it's read the last sentence. Cubicle 7
In the
game.
next. Oh, but in the next minute.
No. Oh yeah, you're right. To the next minute.
So as long as I don't have to at least cast that again to get the effect.
Okay, so this thing gets 1 metal back. Then it is going to, let's see. First is action. It oozes out corruption to fill your zone, Nox. Let me make a...
Oh, that's fun. Did the fire stick to it? Is it on fire?
It is on fire, yeah.
Okay.
So, 2, 3, 4, 7...
It's like... that's the only way I can really contribute to damage at the moment.
So this thing surges back, and there are these disgusting putrescent blooms. Imagine it's like the way that like fast motion things show like flowers or whatever else following the track of the sun. Instead of that, it is little buboes of disgusting corrupted flesh that rise up and look towards you and then spurt out this mist of corruption into the air. You take 3 points of damage that armor does not protect from, and it is in your zone now. Would you give us a... Oh, you're already... Oh, no, you were poisoned at the start of your turn. Give it... You can't... It's 5... a 5 complexity for this, so you're poisoned once again.
Lovely. Okay.
In this zone, that is 1 action. It's going to spend 1 metal to...
So is there now a hazard in this round area?
It is...
Or does it just do damage?
Not a... No, it's not a hazard.
Okay.
It extinguishes the fire with a slough. It will take... what does your thing do? Does it make it burning, or does it just take damage at the start of each turn?
1 damage, ignores armor, and then they can spend an action to get rid of it.
So it sloughs that off, and then it's going to save that other metal, I think.
Oh.
Nah, it's going to attack. So, Leisha.
Mm-hmm. So she is up to superb on defense.
Yeah, which is good. So that'll be... I still only need a 3 to get you, though. Because this thing is a greater demon. All right, so here we go. It is going to swing that sword down once again. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 9 points of damage.
Yow. Ow, ow, ow.
Let's run away.
No, sorry.
Can fight this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually 11 points of damage.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 9 gets... Sorry, hold on. 11 points of damage, so 6 get through.
6 gets through. Okay, so then I believe...
oh, man.
6 is a deadly wound. It fills 3 tracks on your wounds track.
Okay. Ow, ow, ow. So I have... Basically, I had 5.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that work? Why can't I modify this?
Okay.
There. Excited.
You get to add a deadly wound.
Yeah, I get to add a deadly wound. Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, so then, Nox, get your metal back. You don't take any extra damage here.
Gotcha. Yeah, at this point, Nox wants to get out of this zone, but now seeing how badly Leash has been hit, he's going to use the action to call for a retreat.
Okay. Let's see. This is your tactician ability you're using?
No, it's under the combat action cheat sheet. It says an action for retreat.
Okay.
It says if your allies agree, you all safely flee the conflict.
Start of each of your allies' turn, GM asks if they're going to retreat. If they agree, you join in preparing for a safe retreat. Regardless of whether you remain or retreat, the disharmony of the group increases doom by 1.
Well, it's that or die.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Nox is calling for a retreat. Cal?
And I could...
Absolutely. I was going to say the same thing. So, you don't have to tell me twice.
Yep. And Alicia's like, she hates it, absolutely hates it. She glares at the thing for a moment.
Yeah.
And then starts to move away.
Okay. So you, if they agree, you safely escape the battle. So why don't you tell us what you guys do in order to get away from Curdloose Wilton Touch?
I think just to play into the increasing the discord and whatnot, Nox, he tosses out a fireball that draws on the tainted magic and just it's like a black blast right in his face. He obscures the battlefield, and there's just enough clarity in Nox's mind to create a little tunnel of escape for his friends. And he's, come on.
Yep.
And Cal and Leisha?
Yeah, I go through the tunnel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm out of here.
And you can hear this thing taunting you as you go, flee! The infection and rot is present. You will breed sickness for Grandfather Nurgle.
I'd give real money if he'd shut up.
And with that, you guys flee into the woods. So we're going to pick up with a... Let's have... it was Nox and Cal who called for the retreat. Why don't you each give us a D6 roll, please?
Okay. A 2.
2.
Gotta say, that creature's name actually made it sound sort of refined, like almost like a British old one, greater unclean one.
So you managed to find some other... Did you say that you're blowing like a hole in the side or something like that, or?
Oh no, I was like doing like this big smoke screen with just tunnels in the smoke in order to get Leash and
I see.
out of there.
Yeah, and rather than through the entrance, maybe like as you get out, you kind of cut to to the left or the right, and you're making your way through the shattered square that is here. There's still all these signs of corruption and whatnot. Shadok, the Sylvanath, who you had encountered at the gates. That's one thing we didn't mention, Nox, is they ran into a Sylvanath who was investigating it. He seems to be fleeing as well, although he may have fled before you guys did. And you finally catch a moment where you've been stumbling down, a broken square that seems to transition in better times. This likely transitions smoothly from stonework or ironwood work into the actual the forest itself. Now it's clear where things that have been fabricated have been broken, and you guys catch a breath at this there's a statue in the middle of what was at some point a fountain. It has a sludge in it now, and you can see there is the defaced and broken remnant of what probably is at one point was a depiction of King Rumnar, the king who originally had fled here with the Forge of Found Futures when the Age of Chaos began. You stop and you catch your breath. Cal and Nox, your lungs are probably burning. Leisha still has that kind of unending endurance of one of the Stormforged. But you are limping too. What do you think the wound is?
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, you're toast to Mo. To Mo.
Nope. Yeah, no, I was muted because I don't get the toast to Mo, but yeah, because I'm coughing and sniffling and all that good stuff. So, but I just have a feeling like maybe it just cut pretty deep, maybe just like partially into the guts, like slightly above where it would actually do major damage.
Yeah.
But she's bleeding rather profusely from a wound that's across her stomach. Yeah.
Okay. So you have a moment to catch your breath here, guys.
Take a breather.
Yeah, take a breather so you can recover. What is it? It's all your toughness, isn't it?
Toughness, yeah.
Yeah, all your toughness is back, guys.
Oh God.
I was like, why'd we leave? I didn't get hit.
How many of those demons are inside there?
3.
That's their fort now, I guess, eh?
No,
I see why the Sylvaneth failed to hold it.
Yeah. No, it's not still there. It's not theirs. They're borrowing it for now, but we can find a way to defeat them. Every evil can be defeated.
We need something. Powerful magics, something.
I don't know what kind of powerful magic we need. I think rendered me almost useless in the first action.
You did successfully unwork one of its magics, though. And that thing that it cast, had you not been sort of off your, had been pressed already to try and get the other things up, Nox, you weren't able to counter it. That plague wind thing that it did to you, that was also a spell. So you could have countered that as well.
I used my metal, so,
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it for future plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like you were aware that's the case. I'm not castigating you for having made a different decision. I'm saying that that is something. What it's doing, some of the things it's doing are spells you could counterspell.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. Even increasing our defense doesn't seem to do too much. So, like dodging the thing. None of us are really trying that. How do you do the dodge action? Do you have to spend a metal to do that?
I think it's your action, and yeah, I think you can't attack. But let me see here.
Okay. Right, which only helps if you have a lot of metal.
There's dodge and defend.
Yeah.
Oh, no, defend is somebody else, yeah?
Yeah, defend is protecting somebody else.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you can stun it, if we can stun the thing, that really helps because it doesn't have metal. It won't have metal.
Yep.
I mean, I think that's the only thing we got. The only way to actually defeat it as we are is to dispel its spells to reduce as much damage as possible. Somebody has to be able to stun it, and then just.
So here's an interesting mechanic too. This is I'm not suggesting that stun is not. Stun is an excellent plan for you. It can't spend metal, but it'll keep regenerating metal.
Yep.
One at each turn. So that's a definitely an interesting consequence of wanting to keep the thing stun locked.
Yeah.
As an aside too, like this is the first time we've had someone flee in one of these games. That's a really fucking cool way of being able to sort of learn a boss mechanic and then get the fuck out of there so you can plan.
Yeah.
It is cool, yeah.
Nox is thinking we might have to go unconventional on this thing. Collapse the tunnels on it, something to pin it down and just melt it. But then there are 3 of these, right?
Yeah, only 3.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of caught us in its, like, they had guards up and they kind of pinned us in where it wanted to fight. We need to lure it where we want to fight it.
Cal, did I hear that you said you spent a soul fire to retroactively grab that song-forged weapon that had fallen?
Oh! Yeah, I guess I forgot about that from one session to the other. Sure.
Okay.
Mark it down.
Alicia was thinking about picking it up, but she's too attached to that. longsword. I assume that would be something given to her directly from Sigmar. So,
It would be, yes.
Yes.
Sigmar, but not enchanted.
Yep.
So
But I was also looking at it. The damage appeared to be about the same, and unless I'm missing something obvious.
well, no, the damage is +1, meaning it is 1 over whatever the weapon would do. It can transform into any weapon, and then
Right.
also add those traits.
But Sigmar, right, the one she has does say damage 1 as well. So
It's the longsword that does 1. The Sigmarite
Okay.
quality means
Okay.
that it can't be damaged.
okay, got it.
Same as your armor.
I mean, she would stick with that anyway. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So
So you have that with you as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is
I was looking at it. I was trying to think if there was anything in the, and maybe I don't know the mechanics enough to see if there was an obvious something that would help us with
Well,
in the battle.
Rend is
Yeah.
the ability that reduces armor by 1.
Yeah, true.
So that is this thing, hitting this thing's hide would be the same as smashing up against a Sigmarite breastplate.
hmm
So there's that. The other qualities it could be given are reach, which means you don't need to be engaged.
Restraining sounds good, actually.
Yeah.
What does
Yeah.
that use from a?
Penetrating, which are the weapon qualities on the screen? I don't know. They are. So Rend, on a result of 6, it removes 1 point of armor. Penetrating ignores 1 point of armor, and restraining inflicts the restrained condition.
Which
Cannot move.
reduces defense, attack, and something else by 1.
Melee, accuracy, and defense by 1
Yeah.
step.
Yeah.
that'd be useful.
Yeah. But what you have to do first is you have to do the soul test,
Yeah,
and then you get 1 trait for every success rolled. So I need to.
correct.
Okay.
And I believe it has a complexity threshold too. Let's see here.
But
Yeah, oh, it's only 1.
yeah.
Crafting
But it
or entertain.
anybody can do that, and then give it to the other person, and it will retain its current form, or it will retain the form that it turned into.
I believe so. Let me take a look.
Yep. I mean, it doesn't say it doesn't, so.
Well, I mean, that's what I
Okay.
posted a summary. I'm just gonna double check the
Yeah.
rules.
In other words, it's not like locked to whoever created it that way. Modified it.
Dox knows nothing about weapons. He
So,
knows
no. So it doesn't last. This is currently I think we said a scythe.
Yeah.
As an action, you can make that check to reforge it, and it lasts until the end of combat.
Oh, okay. So probably whoever's holding it, unless, you take a moment. Okay.
Well, also you need to. It's a DN6 crafting or entertain
Yep.
test. So you're going to want to. The Dwarden is probably going to be your best chance of doing that. Unless I can't remember if either of you guys have entertain.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No.
Alicia's not that
No.
contradictory.
Okay.
No crafting, no entertain.
Okay. I mean, you still can use. What's your soul, Alicia?
4.
It's not quite a guaranteed success, but
Yeah.
but as you said, she is reluctant to use his weapon. So,
I mean, if we end up talking it over, we can find no other way. I mean, the obvious thing is that if oh crap, where is he? Trying to remember Will's name. If Derek is with us, he's got the Rend ability with the that thing.
He just got to hit with it.
Yeah, he just got to hit.
The Cal's Shining Company thing can boost, I believe, attack as well.
Yeah.
We get a restraint on him, it'll make it easier too.
Yeah.
And harder for him to hit you.
Yeah. I mean, if she thinks about it, she might spend time praying at the next weighing whether or not it's a good idea to switch her weapon for the other one, because she's not thinking logically at the moment. She's just.
Well, you're in a great deal of pain, and we've talked about Alicia trying to rediscover. Oh, you remember you can restore all of Alicia's metal and toughness right now.
All right. Yeah.
But we talked about how she's worried about reforging, because unlike Cal or Nox, when Cal or Nox die, they die. When Alicia dies, she will be reforged once again. Mm-hmm. But she's been desperately trying to remember who she was, because that memory is getting weaker with every time she reforges. How many times have you reforged?
I think we said 8.
Yeah, it's not an insignificant number of times she's already died.
Which either means she gets sent to all the very dangerous things, or else she's just really bad at this.
So you can hear in the distance the sounds of clearly Kurtlu is sending out pursuers. You feel that you're in a safe place right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Cal and Nox, just to bring us back into the scene, Alicia is kind of, not limping in that she's going to have a movement penalty, but she's clearly more injured than you've seen her.
Yeah.
Well, she's going slowly because she's, every step hurts like hell, and she's basically trying not to tear anything else that could cause her guts to start spilling out.
That's why Nox caused it. He'd never seen her so injured before.
Yep.
Fortunately, I don't have any means of magical healing. Can offer some moral support.
If we can get back to the
little attaboy.
Yeah.
I deploy attaboy. Does it do anything? No.
He punches her in the stomach like, okay, yeah, good. Oh, sorry.
I would hurt my fist on your armor.
Yeah. I think we need to get back to the camp, and who knows? Maybe now that we know a little more about this thing, maybe somebody there, has something that we could use. They may not have known what would hurt it.
You're aware of what resources they have.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
The only thing I could think of is finding some way to deal with the rotten poison they can be spewing around. That's mostly what's not neutralizing Nox, but making him less effective. If he can't breathe, he can't speak the words to his spells.
What do you think it means if it specifically targeted you?
Well, spellcasters are a huge threat to it. It could be unwinding something they're doing further down. And nobody likes to get fireballed, so kill the wizard.
Kill the wizard, yeah.
It is the great Shadowrun maxim. Never deal with a dragon. Always count your ammo. Always watch your back. And geek the mage.
Yep. Yeah, let himself and be known the moment he unwove that spell, but probably saved his life.
Yeah, and I mean the fire was nice, but it wasn't going to be as effective as stopping whatever the thing might be doing to the rest of us.
I have to get really close to you guys in order to get that Inferno Blades off, and that zone would have chewed me up.
Yeah.
Even though I've got 2 armor right now because of that honey stuff.
Yeah. So you're still at Karaznethil right now. What's the plan here, guys?
Yeah. Imagine we're in part of the Seeping Square.
No, not even at. You didn't even get down into. It was on the path down into the Seeping Square where you ran into this thing. So.
Oh, I thought we were in the root halls. Okay.
No.
Oh no, we got nowhere. Yeah.
Hey, we have a Nurgling in our party now.
I wonder, is there a way we could weaponize the Stinger Spite hives to attack these things?
Uh,
Because I know their stingers get right through that armor. At least I got a taste of that.
well, I mean, if we were near the hives and we saw something come out, or we can make it chase us.
What are you thinking, Nox?
Well, I mean, you can pacify them a bit with smoke and stealth, but he's trying to think of a way of, I don't know, either getting them to run in after us in the hives and have the hives take care of them, or I don't. How much do I know about these stinger spikes as far as their ecology and like if we get in there and steal some royal honey, will they be pissed off and try to kill whoever has it?
They seem to be quite agitated from what you've seen thus far. So you may be able to make your way through the stinger spite hive, and you may still be able to access it, but they seem to be particularly agitated by the corruption as well. So it's not an impossible task, but what it would be mechanically... Give me a sec here. You guys have any training in beast handling?
Considered it, but I did not do it.
Okay, so it would be a soul beast handling check to be able to soothe them. The difficulty is a 6 and the complexity is a 2.
Yeah.
Failing, you take a minor wound regardless of your current toughness. Because these things have a particularly... These are effectively like murder hornets made of partial steel. So
I've got this talent that lets me swap some skills after a rest that I could, but it'll either cripple my arcana or my channeling to do it for the day.
So that's not a rest, that's an endeavor. That is a downtime action.
Swap training and focus 2 skills after a rest.
Oh, last Cubicle 7.
It's the last sentence.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do that, absolutely.
It will make me like I'd probably just do it in my arcana. That would still only give me 4 dice though. That my soul is only a 2. It's an option that Nox brings up.
And what's your thought if you get in there, if you can pacify them?
Less pacify is like he wants to intentionally aggravate them in order to attack the corruption.
What do you mean?
Basically, he wants them to swarm out and start like stinging everything in the area, except for us. But that's a big ask.
What do you mean? So the chat to like get these things to leave the hives and go and attack other places. That's way harder than what I've just given you.
Yeah.
Maybe if we could pacify them to make an escape route, and if they'll ignore us and we can lure something in after us, that they would swarm it while leaving.
Yeah, that's more what I was like. Hey, it's like if we can,
just to help with the plan, you can't, command the things to leave here, right? But that doesn't mean that you couldn't somehow do something else. Like these things otherwise are like bees. They make honey. They have hives. So. They're not going to like suddenly come under your command and go and do things, right? But there are things you could do, like if you transported the hives, for instance.
Yeah.
Right. So like, you would need to make a check in order to successfully handle them without getting stung. But yeah, it would be. I would probably treat the exact same thing of that minor wound. It would be the same thing on the whatever it got stung by these things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, relocating the hive into each of the square areas would definitely.
Give us a lore check too, guys. Mind.
With wounds, does that affect my?
Not at all.
No. Okay.
Any target?
Target number on this will be a 4.
Check.
Okay. So the thing that okay, So one success. So like what? So the base level that both Nox and Cal you would know is while these things look like big disgusting lumps, you know, and they look and sound like, you know, giants or ogres or whatnot, it would be a mistake to assume that these things are stupid. The demons are some of the most powerful manifestations of the ruinous powers. You cannot work magic and be a dum-dum. Like, these things will be as clever and as capable of enacting schemes and plans and recognizing them as what any other wizard may be.
Gotcha.
So the plan you would need to come up for would need to recognize that while this thing is a giant inhuman monster, it is also a brilliant one too. That's not to say you can't prey on other aspects of it. It is, like many of the creatures of the ruinous powers, driven by impulse and other things. Overwhelming pride, for instance, is something that all of these demons seem to have in abundance. Overconfidence. But if there is a trap to be laid, it needs to be a clever one. Or to prey on those personality weaknesses, as opposed to just assuming it will, you know, not be smart. Nox, you actually got a couple extra successes. Do you have any questions about the greater demons?
Can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Okay. Sit on. If you have one in future, we'll remember that you got 2 extra successes, so you could ask further questions should you need to. You want a free answer for one thing that I think you might...
Yeah.
You've got the ability to clear a zone, right, of a hazard?
Yeah, I was actually ruminating on that a second ago.
That is something that you could do. It may respawn them again, but you could clear that zone of biting nurglings that were under that thing's feet.
Mm-hmm. That would make it easier to stand there and get an Inferno blade off.
Or for Cal to fight in there without getting smashed. Although Cal's armor, I think, protects by 2, and he did not use any of the Quicksilver Honey. If he used the Quicksilver Honey, that would boost your armor to 3.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Yeah. So then I could stand in that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we need more of that honey, or we have some still?
Oh, we have tons of it. We got 33 doses of it left.
Okay.
And it lasts for a whole day.
So, what are you guys doing today?
Okay, so the sleeping square is the center area to get around the entire area, the entire Karaznethil.
Yeah.
So we have to go through this thing if it's still there in order to... I mean, we can try to sneak around it.
Yep. It's really if we're kind of figuring out what, you know, major zone this was part of, it was the part of the Gates of First Welcome is where you ran into this thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you could get around it through this potentially this stinger spite and hives, you still could get down into Karaznethil itself, and then
face another one.
there are 3 of these things down there.
Yep. That's the problem.
That is the other thing. You want another tidbit? Nox?
Sure. Use up the last of it.
These things, they do not cooperate well. The more powerful the demons are, the more likely they are to be rivals for their benefactor's attention. If you can find some way of turning these things against one another, that is another way of potentially weakening at least the triumvirate of demons.
Sounds like something Nox would dig into. So I'm guessing they'd have sectioned off the Karaznethil into 3 different parts for their own territory.
It's unlikely they would happily cooperate. So yeah, they probably have.
If we make it seem like one's trying to take a territory from the other one.
Get them to infight a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
How do we go about doing that, though?
Well,
How do we
could.
trick?
Now, Kev, were we in the Seeping Square when we ran into this big guy?
No, you're still part of the Gates of Welcome. Gates of Welcome.
Okay.
You guys went in the gates. You were going down the kind of, the causeway that leads down into the square. And that's where this thing was coming up with that putrid Bile King or whatever it's called.
I'm pretty sure we got to the Seeping Square, though, the first time.
You did.
Oh, yeah.
And through the root halls.
All right. Well, if we could combine Nox's plaid with the Stinger Spite hives somehow, and sorry, my brain's not working particularly well, so I'm hoping somebody else will take and run with this. But if we could somehow take one of the hives and effectively cause some of the minions that we might attack in one area to go down a different path than they came from. In other words, let's say we get to the Seeping Square, right? We go to the Stinger Spite hives, we grab a hive, we go to the Seeping Square, try to make a little bit of ruckus, something comes in from, say, the Song Forge, and then we try to use the hives to make them run to the root halls. So those could be two separate territories. We don't know for sure, or they run to the Lord's Hall, which is probably more likely to be a separate territory.
We could try. We would need to rest before I could swap my skills in order to even try and pull that off.
Yeah, no, I know, but
we can't rest here.
Yeah, because I doubt that we can negotiate with these things or even their minions. So it's more like we have to convince them to go one direction or another.
Mm.
Of course, this goes against everything Alicia really wants to do, which is just go and smash these things with the holy light of Sigmar. But
you'll come back. We won't.
Yeah, yeah. I might not come back here though.
Is that Shattuck fellow we met still around, or was he just like leaving and going towards the camp?
He's probably still with you. Comparatively, though, I think Shattuck has 1 toughness, I believe. So, like, if you,
I don't want to use him as anything. No,
like he's not even. And this is, it may feel like you had a shellacking from this thing, but remember, that's how you would compare any normal, any normal person as compared to you as the bound heroes. So they have 5 toughness.
Yeah.
So
Shattuck was trying to get out of the city and escape. Is his goal, right?
No, Shattuck was actually snooping at the.
Okay.
He was reconnoitering the place.
Okay.
When you guys ran into him, if you wish to get word back to the Warden King, he could do that. And as a reminder, you heal after a day of rest or an evening of rest. You'll heal 1 step in your wound track. So Leisha needs 3 days in order to fully heal.
Unless she spends some of those drops and spheres, I think.
She used some to help. Either Derek or Cal on the last one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Derek took a nasty hit.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think?
That's the other thing. If we go back and I don't really want to take another endeavor, probably.
You don't have Jurek here, so he can't assess. But here is something else. His ship must be crashed somewhere in the Sentry Woods.
Mm-hmm.
So there's an entire Karadran airship, which are typically heavily armed.
Yeah.
Side quest. I opt for the side quest.
Oh,
Let's
that's
go find that ship.
very interesting.
Yeah.
I wish I had mentioned it before, but I mean, I happen to have a whole source book that is nothing but like basically magical steampunk shit from this game.
That will create an amazing distraction. Nux turns to Shattuck and is like, "Hey, you haven't come across a crashed ship recently, have you?"
No. What ship?
Durex. He got attacked on a ship when it was flying through here, and it's the reason we met up with him on the way here. He fled.
Let me grab the
beast.
book, guys. Hold on. I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
We've got
Okay. Sorry about that.
no worries.
I'm curious what the artillery does. Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason they attacked the ship. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, maybe this is what we need. We need something. I don't want to stand in front of this thing and trade blows with it.
you get direct to tack weld the cannon on the back of Alicia and just go in shoulder mounted.
Yeah, and also some of these things have range. So, for instance, there is a vehicle called a Grunstock gun hauler that has a weapon called the Face of Grungni. It can it can only target flying creatures. Never mind. But it's also got a sky cannon. The shell does 6+ success levels damage up to long range. It also has crushing as a trait, which oh no, it just does solid and blunt damage. So that's looks like. Ooh.
Jeez.
The airships themselves, a great sky cannon does 8+ S damage.
Ouch.
With a shell. So, those would be on that crashed ship. The what do you call it? The giant cannon. There are also Aether Shock torpedoes that are likely in the hull that do 5 damage with Blast 5. And
We lost your camera there, Kev.
oh, yeah, you guys are all frozen too. Hold up.
Yeah,
Let me hit reconnect on my side.
there we go.
There you are.
Oh,
Okay.
for a second.
That's weird. So yeah, there's, which is to say, there's some pretty powerful things that were weaponry and whatnot that were likely on board there. There may even be smaller vehicles too. And you guys, while perhaps you're not going to be the best suited to piloting these things, those are some weapons that could be repurposed.
Yeah, at this point, Nox is up for like trying anything.
Mm-hmm.
So, side quest that might spare Alicia being attacked by one of these demon lord thingies. That sounds right up the alley that we should do.
Yeah.
Now, finding it, that's going to be the problem. We don't even know where to start looking.
So what are you thinking? are we gonna do,
I mean,
heroes?
These ships are a combination of technology and magic, right?
More so technology that makes use of magical substances.
Okay, so like for fuel and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a specific like auras of magic that they would probably radiate to his witch site that he could potentially
It would
wind
be,
of?
yeah, it would be something you could definitely could make use of to try and find it. The difficulty is this place is so suffused with magic that, right, there's going to be a bunch of other things you would find. But, yeah, so let's talk about what the actual check would look like. It would be an extended test. And as for skills, what are you guys thinking? Nox is thinking he may use...
Thinking channeling as far as that, or
I think it's awareness.
I can use awareness too.
I think awareness is the one that you use when you're using Mage Sight. Because it's not a question of working the magic; it's a source of using your senses.
We can do that.
What about Cal or Alicia? I don't want to push you into this just one direction, but like if you guys have other plans or stratagems, you could try sneaking past them again. There's the Stinger Spite Hive thing too.
Yeah.
But
I mean, Alicia, if she gets hit again at the same level, she's basically out. So
Okay, we'll wait for the.
I think she's happy to rest until she's recovered and search for another, if not the way of dealing with things, at least something to supplement.
I mean, honestly, Cal loves the idea of looking for this ship. Like, he has no interest in going toe-to-toe with these demons. You know, I'm sneaky and I can hit things, but when they're that much bigger and stronger than me, then that doesn't work so good.
Maybe we could like Nox needs like focus like as much as possible, because whatever whiffs he's going to find are going to be very hard to pick out. So if he's in a nice secure spot where he knows he's not going to be attacked or in danger, he could like totally let go of his sense of self and focus.
Oh, so that's not going to work that way. You need to be able to. You're out following a trail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like you're not going to be able to remote sense. You don't have a spell, as far as I know, that allows you to remote sense anyway.
Oh, not remote. I mean, like just start getting the first whiffs of it as like our first round of checks to see if he knows the direction to head in at all.
Yeah, I think you need to start. So for the extended test, the awareness is definitely what Nox will be using. Cal and Leisha, do you have any thoughts as to
survival? I mean,
which?
If there's the survival skill,
Yep.
I mean, you know, that might help me track trails. There's some kind of a path, right?
Yep.
That he did, you know, pass through, so there's a chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
What the things passed through trying to investigate the crash.
Alicia would fall back on prayer at the moment to Sigmar, asking for guidance on where they could find this thing, because she doesn't feel that she's strong enough as it is to take on this thing. Basically, she needs his aid.
Yeah, let me see if
which I guess would just be a devotion, but
yeah, I just want to make sure that there's not, like, if there is a miracle that replicates that, then I think that might not be appropriate. But let me just I'm not familiar enough with the miracles to know, because it's like divination. If there is something kind of like a divination type.
If she'd succeeded on her prayer in the last endeavor, which she missed by one, she could do any miracle she wanted.
I don't think there is, because I think the miracles are more like instantial, kind of combat things. But let me just be sure here. Yeah, this is all combat. No, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that.
Okay.
Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to roll an encounter after each round or sequence of rolls. Let me just decide on the difficulty of this thing for extended tasks. It's magic. Bestiary. Game master. Maybe we'll take our mid-session break before we start this as well.
Oh man, that went fast.
Yeah, it's flew by. I mean, I took a lot of time taking that thing's first turn because I was trying to decide what spell it was going to use.
It was terrifying.
Oh, that was great use of the counterspell, though. Like, that's a lot of damage that you saved Leisha from that first round.
I've been sitting on that since the very first session. Like, when can I use this? We haven't come across the spellcaster.
That's awesome.
And then one time we get is like, I have no metal. Damn it.
Okay. Those are optional rules. All right. Okay, so I think why don't you take a mid-session break now, and then I'll make a decision on this, and then we'll come back and we can start doing our actions. And basically, I think each of these sequences will represent one day. So at the end of each day, you'll have a chance to recover one of those, one level in your wounds there, Leisha. Okay, so for those listening at home, we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Oh.
All right. Oh, I haven't sent it yet, John, but I've got Magic of Aventuria as well, which is like the advanced magic book for the Dark Eye. And there's a fucking cool thing where you can actually learn like little tweaks to spells once you have a certain threshold of knowledge in them, which will permanently augment them, or in some cases require you to spend a little bit more arcane energy in order to augment them.
That's really cool.
Oh, it's really neat. Like, and it's sort of the way that like high-powered. I realized after our session, I was like, boy, like it doesn't seem like John's got an awful lot of magic in him. But like for one, you can actually like buy up your sagacity, which is the stat that is used to calculate that. And as your sagacity goes up, your arcane energy goes up. You can also augment your arcane energy just flat out by buying an extra amount equal to your sagacity. So if your sagacity is 15, you can also buy that up by 15. And there's a talent that allows you to just build up the arcane energy pool. Nice. And that stacks with everything else that's going on. And you can increase your rate of recovery. So you get more back when you take what is it called? Rejuvenation.
That's great.
So there's a lot of ways to augment that up. So because I was like, boy, like he really doesn't seem he's able to. It's because of first level itis, right? Like you're playing a brand new starting level character. So
I got some time I'm devoting today to reading through more of the of that book. So awesome.
Yeah, it's. I think there's so much great crunch in that game.
Is that those the spells that uses con? I'm like looking at sideways. I'm like, they're cool, but
well, that's the thing. You actually could spend. You got 15 AP. 15 AP. You can increase your con by 1.
Yeah,
which would be a nice
improvement. Yeah, 5% increase. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, well, just I mean, it's one little bit to offset, and then every bit of your skill level that you don't need in order to succeed in the thing, it goes to quality level. So, more effective casting. And then your max level of skill is equal to, I believe it's one of the stats. So, like, you can get up to, like, 15 or 16 levels in your skills, too.
Nice.
So, like, which would speak to just, much better chance of success and more often going to get a better quality of success in it.
Yeah.
Jeff's character built up his sword skill last time, so... and then proceeded to spend the session gambling, an activity he is utterly untrained at.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
Okay. Then, all right, so we are back. And then, guys, what is your first day? Picture yourself standing before the ruined statue of King Rumnar, the Dwarden who had come here in the first place. You still hear the bellowing of one of those mighty things. Who's making our first check here for us?
I think Nox may need to get a bead on whatever energy he's looking for. So maybe find a direction, and then Calc would see if we can find a path that way.
Okay. Here we go.
I think start with awareness. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Alrighty, what's my DN number?
The DN... I think the DN is going to be a 4.
Okay. There's a chance.
Yeah. Can you get 2?
I can get 2, yes.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So you, that's 2 out of the necessary. I think we'll say 20 for this. It's going to
seems like a difficult one.
Yeah. I will say it's so cool how easy it is to be like in this game to be like, you know what? Let's do this. How do we model this in the rules? I hadn't thought about you guys trying to look for a crashed ship before, but the game makes it very easy to be able to just be like, all right, we're doing this now. So, Nox, you were off. Cal, Leisha,
all right,
you would like to roll?
I'm ready to go. See if I can find a path here.
It'll be same thing, a 4.
Come on, lucky roll. Oh
no!
How did that happen?
Because it's 2 3s and a 2.
Oh, because your survival's yeah, there we go. All right. It may not surprise you to learn that just the effort of going through this is so much more chaotic of a forest than what you, at the best of times, this shaman infused forest would likely be a difficult thing to navigate. Imagine, like, in place of having like roots that are up that might trip you or uneven surfaces, you're also having to deal with stumbling over roots that are strong as iron, or brushing up against grass blades or ferns that are as sharp as a copper piece of thin metal. It is a very challenging thing to navigate through. So Cal,
right, yeah.
Then Leisha, let's see how your devotion.
And you said target number was
4.
4.
Nice. Can you make that 5?
No.
Okay. Still 6 out of 10. So, Leisha, tell us what's going on in your mind here.
So they start going in the direction that Nox was, decided was the right direction to start, and and then she, during a break, when she can actually focus, and they have to stop for her to do this. She could tell that Cal was having a little bit of problems picking up the scent any further, and so during that time, they just see her drop to her knees in a pose of prayer. So she doesn't appear overly injured or anything. Doesn't necessarily make them concerned. And she just closes her eyes and is kind of murmuring to herself and basically praying to Sigmar to guide her at this point, because she's all in on this other method of finding help, and she says, the way we've been doing this isn't working, we need help.
Okay. So perhaps that happens in the evening. Why don't you, Robert and Jeff, each give us a D6 roll, please?
Did I roll 5? No, 6.
5 and 4. Okay. Huh. So you are asking for that, and when Leisha says this around sort of the campfire, and you can picture the wild colors that would come from burning this shaman-infused wood, right? It would almost be like like almost maybe something as bright as like a welding, torch that is at the heart of this thing, as sparks of varying colors are cast off by it. And there's that, in addition to firewood, there's probably like an ozone kind of scent to the burning of the flames. Leisha's I guess like serenity and stillness that comes after traveling while injured for so long and communing with it. It lends an aura of I guess comfort to both you, Cal, and you, Nox. And Nox, it allows you to sort of realize there's something that's been nagging at you that sort of drew you in this direction, and it cannot possibly be the source of what you are looking for, because it's not nearly big enough. But there is, so the fuel that they use is the ether, but there's something very close by that seems to be that ether as well. Like, and you maybe get up and it's only, a matter of maybe 30 feet away from the campsite, where you find what it is that was nagging at you. And suspended in the twisted ironwood trees, there is a crashed gyrocopter. The pilot, the way that his neck is twisted, is obviously dead, but the vessel itself, it's a testament to the Dwarden design that it is mostly intact.
Hey, Cal, you see this?
That, guys, is the Dwarden gyrocopter.
Cool.
Why don't you guys give us a crafting check, please? Curious how much you know about this.
Target number?
The target number on this, I think, will be... I think a 5. Nice. Okay. So, between Nox and Leisha, what you know... so, up front, there is a thing that Dwarden call the Brimstone Gun. A Brimstone Gun is a loud... Effectively, it's like a cannon. It'll do 3 damage plus successes at long range. But the blades that are atop the vehicle there, the rotors, those are actual blades as well that can be used while dogfighting.
Oh, that's cool.
There also is, these things typically have a payload of bombs, and once, if this thing still has it in there, those bombs will do 3 points of damage to all creatures in a zone.
Ooh.
Oh.
Nox is feeling the drumming anvil strikes of Grugny resonating in his soul, saying, "We need to recover these." I think he says, "Give me a little bit of rest, and in the morning I'll call on Grugny to see if he'll grant me some skill in crafting, and we'll pull what we can from it."
Oh yeah, right. You can rework. I mean, you have been studying next to Jurek, right?
Yeah, I have helped him out, I think, twice making things.
Okay. So then, what happens overnight is... what was the message, if any, that you wanted to send Shattuck back to the Warden King with?
I imagine these demons are stronger than we anticipated, and we're deviating to locate some possible weaponry to use against them. So if we disappear for a few days, it's not because we're dead.
Okay. Excellent. Then
We'll probably just tell them we went in this direction, because that's where Nox sent something.
Okay. Then, Leisha, you can reduce your deadly wound down to a serious wound.
Oh, very nice.
All right, morning comes, and Nox, are you shifting around some of your...
Yeah, he's drawing from his Arcana, so he's swapping his 2 training in Arcana to 2 crafting.
Okay.
Because I see it as like Grugny built this ability into his soul when it was forged. So he's just drawing on like an encyclopedia inside of himself. He's closing one book and opening another.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. Okay.
And,
So what you will find, there is a minor toolkit, like in the event this thing crashes or whatever else, or needs maintenance, the pilot would have a small toolkit on them. So that is there as well. Oh, you know what, guys? There actually might be some Aqua Garanus on them, too.
that would be useful.
Yeah. Let me take a look here. Okay. we go. $25 drops of Aqua Guaranas on them.
Alrighty, let's give them to Leisha. She's the one in the most need of them. Although I don't think 25 will fix a wound.
Okay. You also find a lucky charm. Any engineer pilot, you know, if you're casting yourself off in a bunch of metal into the ether, you want to make sure you've got something to ensure you've got some luck with you. It's kind of akin to dog tags. So if you wish to bring this back to whatever Dwarden, you know, or Karadron hold, Skyhold that this guy's from, this may, they may appreciate receiving that back.
Yeah, Nox will pull it off the body and then put it around his own neck. Make sure it doesn't get lost.
Okay. Then, let's see here. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so did you put to repair a damaged vehicle? Is it? Let me ask you this actually first. What is it you're trying to do? Are you trying to just recover the bombs, or are you trying to repair this vehicle?
I think repairing that would be an endeavor, right? I'm just trying to like strip it of useful stuff.
It is an endeavor, but it's actually a relatively simple one.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, like the size of the, just to give you a context for it, the size of the vehicle is a large vehicle, which means it's a difficulty of 4, and
can we have any chance of piloting this thing?
and it's equal to its toughness. That's a 9. So the extended test is a 9, and you have 3 tests in order to do it during a endeavor.
What, are we going to stop here for a week and do it? Isn't that how long an endeavor is?
It is, yeah.
But a crafting test, or any of us? I mean,
Well,
As of right now, I've got two checks in crafting.
your thing
Okay.
allows you to shift it into focus or into training, right?
It lets me take training and focus from one skill and put it into another one. So
Okay.
it's basically I swap the two.
Isn't it only 1 point though? Can you click on the
Yeah,
thing
I can do
again?
it.
I thought it said there was 2 points total.
Just any 2 skills.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's basically like just swapping them. So
Got it. Okay, so what is your focus in crafting right now then? Because you do need.
I have no focus in crafting. I have 2 ticks in training though.
Okay, so you actually, in order to repair the wreck, you would need 1 focus in training as well as 1 training.
I could swap my channeling, but that's my spell casting for however long.
For the day.
I could choose reflexes and just get a tick in both. And my mind is pretty good, and that's what crafting's based on. Yeah, we'll dump reflexes for now and do crafting.
Okay.
So I got 1 training and 1 focus.
Okay. So that would be sufficient in order to repair the wreck. If you guys were doing that, then you would need to also, I mean, it would, for one, it would give the other 2 an opportunity to do an endeavor, which would allow you to recover your wound, I suppose, as well.
Oh, that would be worth it.
yeah.
Do you want to
Do we
try?
have any hope of flying this thing if we do fix it?
That was my question.
Yeah.
So
What would the skill needed for that?
that is a
'Cause
good question. I'm just double checking here.
I could.
I'm gonna guess
Technically-
reflexes.
Yeah.
But
I could give it a shot.
Let's see here.
Will, where are you? Are you done? Is Will done with the 1 table?
Yeah.
This one?
As far as finding the crash site, like getting up above the trees would be absolutely huge.
That's
for
true.
that.
Yep.
It'd also make us a really big target.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean we have to be up there long. Maybe we can go up, get a quick look. And if we're lucky.
One, I mean, if you're planning on transporting, like, say, the giant cannon or whatnot, this could be a way of doing that.
That's true.
You could just repurpose it as a cargo thinking. Hold on, vehicles. Here we go. I don't think, like, this game is pretty permissive of, here, 141, of controlling things, like doing things you're not trained in. So, here we go. Okay, so they're treated as a controlled mount, which means to mount, you use your move. To dismount is a free action. When you move while mounted, you use the mount speed in place of your own. Yeah, and then using vehicle weapons is probably the same as using any weapon, so it'll be...
Ballistics, probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's no, like, heavy weapon skill, so let's see about what it says about ballistics. Here we go, ballistic skill. Yeah. From simple throwing blades to complex war engines of the Ironweld arsenal. So ballistic skill is what you use for that.
Okay, but flying it is...
Flying it, you're flying to be able to do it. Yeah, you don't need to make a skill check or anything like that.
Okay.
You just treat it like... The rules just treat it like a mount, which means a gyrocopter has a speed of swift, which is even faster than the engineer's rig. Defense is great. Armor is 3. Toughness is 9. And then it has the brimstone gun. 3 damage plus 6. Oh, sorry, plus successes at long range. There's no other special abilities it's got right now.
Does it have room for 2 people to ride shotgun?
Single pilot.
You guys want to hold on to the bottom?
Not really. You can pick it up and come back down, right? The goal is to find the thing.
If I can fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could let us figure out where it is. I mean, that to me is pretty huge.
Here we go. Vehicles in combat. We actually got rules in this thing here. So you typically pick a vehicle role. So a driver, once per turn, you may spend an action to move the vehicle, but in a gyrocopter, you can move for free. If a vehicle's speed is listed as swift, it may move 3 zones. You may take the move action. You may also boost the vehicle, moving 1 additional zone as the driver. And once per turn, while engaged in combat with another vehicle, you may spend an action to take evasive maneuvers. This is where you're making a body reflexes check opposed by the driver of the other vehicle. If your speed is higher, you have advantage on the test. If you succeed, your defense increases in number of steps equal to the differences in successes. So if you're in a dogfight, you can do that.
So body reflex is an important skill to have. Got it.
Yeah. And then weapon operator, the character uses their own accuracy and body ballistic skill for the attack, but uses the damage and traits of the weapon. So that's how you use weapons on it.
Hey, Durak, we've got a upgraded attack vessel for you.
So
yeah, I think we should get this one in working condition.
Okay.
It'll give the if I fly it around, it'll give the wizards some safety to.
But of course, if they
fireball.
Of course, if they hit the thing, while you're in it, that could be bad.
Yeah, that's why I need to learn that Phoenix spell, so I can just fly a Phoenix bird down and join the battle.
Nice. So then, I guess the first thing we'll do then is, if you want to, we'll have you make a check to make a campsite here, maybe first.
Okay.
Let me think here.
Because I can definitely try to cleanse the air of corruption with my spell, just to make sure we don't get rotted out.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think we're gonna roll for making the site because, like, I don't know how to make that an interesting dice challenge for it. So why don't you tell us, guys, what do you do to try and fortify this place or hide yourself here so you can actually do this work?
I think Nox focus is basically going to be just working on it, and the other two could probably figure out the defenses and whatnot.
I mean, Alicia would probably just want to knock down a few trees. I'm sure there's some rotten trees in the area, given Nurgle. And
but they're iron trees, though.
Oh, they're iron trees.
Right. So.
Still have roots, right?
Yep.
How deep would the roots go? Like, can she potentially maybe find? Oh well, if they're ironwoods, that means that they probably aren't rotted. They can't be rotted by Nurgle.
They're corrupted, but they're
Corrupted.
not weakened or rotted.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
Well, she was just thinking if they were weak enough, she could just basically push one. Not push one, but push a number of them so that they're kind of angled over the location that they're working.
Yeah. No, and that's, I mean, like, some of these are gonna, iron is, it's not the most pliable of metals, but some of these things would be drawing characteristics from metals like copper, which is more pliable, right? So, yeah, I love that. If you're warping some of these things over, what about you, Cal?
Oh, I got a perfect combination of spells to help with that, because Stoke the Flames let me intensify fire, so I could not burn the trees away, but start making them warm and pliable.
Yeah.
And the Cleansing Fire will help with the taint.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's cool.
I mean, I feel like what I'm doing is like, I mean, stealth is my thing, and I think that that's not just like stealth of moving, but also just like stealth of like staying hidden in the forest. And I think that, like, he's doing things to like unmark the path that sort of led them there, like, undo the damages to so that it's not as obvious sort of the way in and out of here.
Okay.
Like, hide the path to and from the encampment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nox and Leisha, would you each give us a d6 roll, please?
Okay. Being a fire mage is awesome, especially. Nox has the right of it.
So it is about. So I guess first off, this isn't going to officially be a downtime phase, which means that, Leisha, you don't need to spend your time communing with Sigmar. So you can actually take an endeavor. Each of you will have an opportunity to do one endeavor during this time. I mean, given the circumstances and given what you've got available, so some of these things may not be, some of the endeavors may not be possible, but please feel free to be inventive.
Is there an endeavor list somewhere? I can't remember.
Say again?
Was there a list of the endeavors?
Endeavors are in the core book and in the...
There's not a cheat sheet in here.
There is not a cheat sheet, no.
So,
Okay.
page 156 of the book.
Yeah, and then also in
the
Champions of Order, that has a bunch of new ones as well. To be honest, there's actually ones in almost all the books now, which is kind of neat. Like the crafting ones. That's where it's from the vehicle book is where I found that one, that repair wreck.
Yep, I will be doing that as my downtime.
Okay. The endeavors start on page 113 of the Champions of Order book. Blood ritual. You guys want to create a blood sacrifice to Cain? No?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Never.
Search for mail.
Says Leisha.
Depends how far down the dark side Nox walks in this world.
We're just never.
You could try your pray again, Leisha.
Yeah, that's what she's going to do.
Okay.
So that she can hopefully get a free a miracle.
Yeah.
With her when she needs. What was that again? 3 tests?
Yeah, we'll get to it in a second. We're just going to decide what everyone's doing first here.
Yeah.
Seeing if there is...
Trying to find my Champions of Order. I don't know why. This reminds me, I can't remember, I don't think John was in this, but it reminds me of that great crocodile god in the
Oh, yeah.
where we had to fight it once, get our butt kicked, go back and basically do it again in the dream world, and then come back and kick the thing's butt after we had the right plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in somewhat of a situation like that, but I remember getting ripped apart by a dream demon.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. Night Below.
The what do you call it?
Little tiny claws. with the big
Glabrazu.
feathers. Yeah, that's the one.
Yep, those are scary. You guys have yet to actually face that thing.
I hope I don't.
My new monster manual should be here soon too. Come to think of it.
Dorman has PTSD over that. That dog-like things ripping him apart. That's
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Well, let's start with the ones that we know. So let's do the wreck one first here. Let me grab that. It'll be 3 checks, Nox, using crafting, and the difficulty is, I think I set a 4 because of the size, right?
okay. Yeah, that sounds right. You said I had tools for this, right?
You do, yeah. From the repair
Because
kit.
my talent lets me do it without tools, but the target number goes up by 1.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's neat. Yeah. Could ignore things. No. So fortunately, you do have access to tools here.
Okay, so here goes roll number 1. That'll give me 4 successes.
Nice. So that's 4 of the necessary 9 in order to get this thing up and running. You want to give us another one?
Yep. That will give me 3.
3. That's 7 of the necessary 9.
He is channeling that dead dwarf's soul very well.
Okay.
And last roll.
There you
That's
go.
another 3.
All right. Let's see here. Is there anything you get from extra things? There is not. However, you now have a fully functioning gyrocopter.
You see Nox just digging through the area, making banging sounds. There's, what sounds like a blowtorch. He's welding some things, and he's like, "How'd you do it so fast? Found the manual."
Now, I think to reflect the fact that these tools really aren't designed. This is kind of like using an IKEA kit to try and actually build a shed. I think that it consumes them, so like they're not going to be usable again.
Oh yeah,
but
Nox is basically making use of his fire just to speed along. And this is borrowed knowledge. He doesn't actually have hands-on training. This is like channeling something else.
Yeah.
Alicia looks over at Cal when she sees fire coming out of there. She says, "He did remember to remove the bombs first, right?"
I believe so.
No.
All right, and praying. All right, so Alicia, you asked. It is
Devotion, and it looks like she has to have 8 successes.
Correct.
Difficulty number 4.
Yep.
And 3 tests.
Yep.
Okay.
You could remove your wounds as well too. You will have sufficient time to heal those.
Yep. She feels back to normal. Let me. How do I completely remove it?
I think you delete the wound.
Yeah.
Go into the
you can the modify. You click that, and
modify it. Okay, there we go. Got it.
Okay.
And then
I've had many wounds.
Yeah.
You'd think I would know by now. So target number is 4?
4. That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. No bonus. Come on.
Can you make that 4?
It needs to be yes.
Okay.
So that's 4.
That's 4 successes of the 8 you need.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, this time.
Number
Come on,
2.
Sigmar.
Can you make that 4?
Yes.
There you go. Success. So once during this adventure, you may use any miracle of your chosen god, even if you don't know it. Or receive...
ask a question and receive an answer, but she doesn't have a specific question unless one of you guys can think of one. Other than
Yes.
yeah,
I don't know if it's his wheelhouse though. we have a force field to get through.
Where's the force
Sigmar,
field?
you would be aware. Sigmar would not, like, depending on if your question is what what the song is. It's not going to be something Sigmar could answer.
Yeah.
I figured it wasn't his wheelhouse, but
Yeah.
with a shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Nope. She'll bank that for a mirror.
Okay, nice. So you got a 1 miracle in your chambered and ready to go. What about you, Cal? What are you going to do for your endeavor?
Well, the one that looked the most helpful to me is I could try to train one of my companions in a skill that I'm good at.
Oh,
That's cool.
yeah. What are you thinking?
Well, I am good. I have a decent weapon skill and a decent stealth, so I don't know if either of you would benefit. Oops. We've had a lot of trouble sneaking around, so
Is
I don't
train
know.
companion, is that
sorry.
for like a
Yeah,
like
companion
a
is
companion?
companion is actually what it's referring to, like a pet or a sidekick or something like that. Yeah,
not any friends. Oh, I see.
yeah.
Is it that collar Nox is wearing isn't a pet collar?
Oh, you're not my pet? Oh, well, because some of the other ones that make sense, I don't know if I could do here in the woods. So.
What were you thinking?
Well,
You could do recuperate to get
Yeah.
1 soulfire back.
I think that makes a lot of sense. So you spend, you just spend all your time recuperating. Probably that makes the most sense. I'm kind of keeping Nox company as he's working on the vehicle because, we need all the soulfire we can get.
Okay.
And also, that retreat really hurt, I think, our morale a lot.
It did.
Yeah. Okay. So what you find yourself with is with a functioning gyrocopter, with a renewed sense of purpose in the binding, and with a blessing from your god. So with that, guys, a week has passed. Lord knows what's happened in Karaznethil. What do you guys wish to do next?
I'm gonna swap my skills back to reflexes since I don't need the crafting anymore.
Oh, you know what? The one downside I think that the next round of checks is going to be 1 harder for the extended test because further time has passed. So, whatever trail that you were beginning to follow has grown a little stale. It will not be, it'll go back down to 4 after this first round, but just that first day back out will be more difficult. But what are you guys planning on doing now?
Well, the whole idea was to get this gyrocopter above the tree line to see if we can spot, maybe a break in the tree line where a wreck could have happened.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. So then that'll be an awareness check, Nox. And actually, I'm going to put it, I said it was going to be a 5. I'll give you an advantage with this, so we'll bring it down to a 4.
Okay. Hopefully nothing sees me dart above the tree line.
I can't wait to roll what the encounter is for the day.
Yeah, it starts going, and it goes to the air. You hear it go, wee!
Give me a bit of a tight, snug fit for a human in the Dwarden's chair. Okay, how many?
That would discover the anti-aircraft battery that took it down the first time is still there.
So can you make that 3?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 3 more successes. Nox, you've got some indication of the correct direction to go. Leisha, Cal, what are you guys thinking?
And we can't use the same thing.
I mean, you can if you give it. I like. We could make it more difficult to do it, but I mean, it's also more fun to try and do new things.
Yeah,
So,
no, I know.
Yeah, I'd rather not penalize you guys. If you choose to do it, I'm not going to penalize you for being mechanically optimized. But
Well, I mean, at this point, Nox is looking for stuff. He's not really paying attention to danger. Somebody else would probably better suited to.
Yeah, I mean, that would be something that Cal could do because he has a limited number of skills. And so I could be using my stealth to scout ahead to try to avoid danger.
And finding a landing spot for the gyrocopter.
Yeah, finding a landing spot, just staying hidden.
I mean, all of what you're describing is awareness stuff, though. I think not stealth.
Okay.
Like
I see. Like you're saying, scouting is just pure awareness. Okay.
Yeah. Well, let's hear. You know what? Let's read the description of stealth. Because unless they're stealth is your ability to slink about quietly and keep to the shadows and remain unseen. You can go unnoticed. You can cause distractions. You learn to read the body language of others, predicting their movements to stay out of view. Yeah, unfortunately, like all that is sort of reactive and isn't like actively moving towards the goal that you're doing.
Right.
Is what I'm thinking. So,
I mean, yeah, my awareness is not great, but I can try.
Survival you could do as well. Or is it survival the same boat?
Yeah, I mean, survival, yeah.
What's your highest attribute?
Body, probably.
Body, yeah, body.
Athletics could be something you could just untrained. You don't get a huge penalty. You just don't get any bonuses.
But I don't know. Again, like athletics is how is that being applied to try and find
right.
this?
We're trying to find this thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of a soldier. I'm not really. I'm like a sneaky soldier, but I'm not really like this. You know, it's not much of an adventurer at this point.
I mean, you could climb to the top of the tallest tree, and you know, if Nox was not there.
That doesn't really help from what Nox is already doing.
Yeah, no. That's what I was thinking.
I mean, you know, just bushwhacking, I guess, and trying to find a landing spot, or you know, that's really this best thing.
So go ahead and give us a survival check then, please. Difficulty 5.
I have faith in Nox. He can do it. Yeah.
Nice. Himself. My companions, they are incompetent, so I have full faith in myself to pick up the hash they make of it. That's pretty good though, Nox. So another 2. Okay, and then Leisha, what are you thinking?
Well, she'd been kind of thinking about the athletics thing because that's her next best thing, other than weapon skill. I doubt weapons is going to help much, other than devotion. Reflexes, fortitude, athletics. I mean, fortitude, she could perhaps be out longer than the others. Like if Cal said it was in this direction, she could potentially go a little further that way than maybe he could. I don't know. Spend more time going that direction.
Yeah.
So you should find more.
Why don't you give us a fortitude check? I'll buy that.
Yeah.
You're just barreling your way through. Again, like this.
Yep.
Imagine how difficult it is to bushwhack at the best of times anyway, and then you complicate that with this is like barbed wire or, you know, whatever else you're trying to push your way through.
Difficulty 5, 4 successes. Nice.
That'll do it. So you guys are only 5 off from finding the wreckage of this crashed airship.
She comes back and says, I found like a couple of pieces of things in this direction, and she holds them up. She says, do you think these came from the airship? And
would you give us now? So it was John and Robert last time. So Jeff and John, give us a D6 roll each, please.
Do a 6. Nice.
Come on, nothing bad.
At least we're not rolling for weather.
Okay. Yeah, true. So,
2 of the great unclean ones find us.
what you find
Rotorblades are weapons.
is, let me find what this thing is. Maybe it's in the core book. Oh, no, it's in here. Great. So you're making your way through, and who is the highest? It's not called passive awareness, but it's called
Natural awareness.
Is it called passive awareness?
Natural
awareness. Right. Who's got the highest natural awareness?
Got a
Got
5.
1.
Oh yeah, probably you.
Okay. So Nox, am I hearing you're the one who's the highest?
He's got a 5.
of natural awareness?
It's what it says in the little box. It's auto-calculated.
I have a 1. Yeah.
Yeah, my mind's a 4, and awareness of training is a 1 tick, so I think that's what it's coming from.
Oh, okay.
But it should be half of that, though, I thought.
Oh, no, sorry. There's a natural awareness at the bottom corner, then bonuses at the bottom. The natural awareness of 2 if it's under the bonus section.
There we go. Okay. Yeah.
Like, it's like 2 different spots where it says it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So the because what it is it becomes the target number that you roll against for stealth.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or the complexity you roll against for stealth. So it is Nox. I think you're following along as Leisha's bashing her way ahead. Cal's the one directing it. You're maybe the one who's taking a survey of this stuff, and it's as you're making your way into what seems like a clearing that you sort of realize where you're actually standing. And one of the variants of the Sylvaneth, just like their, the plant life that they come from, the Sylvaneth come in a variety of different physiologies or physiognomies and different sizes as well. This is a tree lord.
Oh, no.
Oh, goodness.
A tree lord is, I think, let me double check. I think it's the same size as a great unclean one. So it is enormous. Where is it here? You can't escape me, Nurgle. Where are you? Zinch, Slanesh, Nurgle. Here we go. Same size as a great unclean one. But what you realize is that what you've just broken through is the remnants of what would have been its rib cage. You just passed through the fallen corpse of one of the tree lords that no doubt was a defender of this place in better times.
Oh.
Nox
Now,
unbends a twig that, he broke on the way through. Sorry.
well, there's actually something more, I believe.
Yeah, do we know if this thing has any, magical properties in its corpse or any...
There is. Let me double check here. Apologies for having to look this up. There is something, I think, very cool here.
Man, I miss playing this game.
Yeah, it's just a setting unlike any other one that we play in. Here we go. Because it references something being gone. Let me see if it's in... Let me double check here. Maybe there's something easier. Oops. Go. What you can find here, Nox, we'll say that you were aware of this. These things, the tree lords, some of the hunters and whatnot, the Sylvaneth have a different life cycle to the things of flesh. And so long as it is in the hands of a branch witch, there is a thing that is kind of like a chestnut that is at the heart of some Sylvaneth called a Lamentiri. The Kaza Lamentiri has a specific meaning for it. If you can recover that Lamentiri and you can give it to a branch witch, they can use it in the soul pods to grow another, to have another Sylvaneth rebirthed from it.
I'm pretty sure that they were branch witches back over at the camp.
There was.
Actually trained with a few of them.
Yes. And there is a Lamentiri still within here. It seems that whoever killed this was not cautious. So there is a fairly large chestnut-shaped thing at the root of this. Now, would you give us an awareness check at difficulty 4, please?
Can do that.
Everybody?
No, just for Nox, because he's got witch sight.
Okay, just Nox, yeah.
4 successes.
Okay. How many did you get?
4.
Then
nice.
There is a hint of corruption.
Yeah, he that was one thing that popped in my mind immediately. He's like, guys, there's a great, powerful Sylvaneth that passed here, and might be able to recover its seed.
If you stop and you look back, what you see is that this thing has, now you sort of realize that it has, this must have died at the initial outset, because the twisting of the woods and whatnot have kind of overgrown this thing. It's an easy thing to have missed. But now that you see it, you could picture, if we had the kind of like gyrocopter crane shot thing, we'd see you guys standing in the middle of the chest of this titanic thing.
It's like,
its limbs sprawled out, its head craned back, one of its big antlers broken. Sorry, John, I was talking over you. I couldn't help but narrate.
That's why I shut up. I was like, let him narrate. And so Nox looks around like, man, I learned the best spell. I mean, I'm going to try and purge the corruption from this from the area.
Sure.
From cleansing fire. But he looks at the two of them as like, I can only protect like 2 people from this. So how about you two move a little bit away so I don't accidentally burn it and myself?
Now, the thing is, you're not a branch witch and you haven't trained with a branch witch. So you could clear the corruption, but you're actually not sure what the impact would be on the Lamentiri.
Oh, so...
Well, all we're going to do is just going to increase the difficulty by 1 of the spell.
Gotcha. I mean, at this point, he feels like he can take care of it, but it's like... Yeah, he's definitely going to try it anyway.
Okay, so just increase the difficulty of the spell by 1.
Ooh, okay, I got to get 1 success, but I need to hit a 6. So, okay. Spellcasting bonus of 0, and...
Can you make a success out of that?
I can get 1 success with it.
Okay, so what do you think? What's the it's only your expertise that comes into play here.
So the other 2 back up, and he starts calling the flames, but in this area the corruption is resisting because it's rooted itself in the seed, and he gets his eyes narrowed, and the fire that usually engulfs the entire zone seems to like narrow in focus, and the seed starts to glow and throw sparks off as the taint is thrown off in kind of like almost like the trees we burned in the campfire.
Oh,
at the end of it, the seed is shrunken a bit, but he reaches out and cradles it gently in a hand that's still glowing white fire.
Okay. You can add to your list of equipment a Tree Lord Lamentiri.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, resources. Tree Lord Lamentiri.
That's a pretty sweet random event.
Yeah, it really is. All right.
Yeah, and he's cradling this thing like it's a newborn.
Okay.
Like we got to get this uncorrupted back to the camp.
Not for nothing.
It should last a while though.
Let me double check in the bestiary. I think that this thing could be it's the same size as a great unclean one.
Could I roll like a lore to see if I know like how quickly they mature once they're back? Like, are they like Leisha? Do they come back with their full memory, or are they like a new creature with the same? Origin?
Yeah. Give us a. I think the difficulty will be a 5 and the complexity will be a 2. So you just need to get 2 successes out of this.
Okay. Hey, nailed it.
There you go. Yeah, like it'll take, depending, it's one of these things that like it expends resources in order to grow it, but with branch witches and the appropriate grounds in which to do it, which I think is soul pods, then they could be regrown, yeah, and it could have recollection. Yeah, they need the soul pod grow, so they're enclaves.
So another reason to free Karaznethil is to get access to those soul pods.
And the Kaz Elementary would definitely do that. And I mean, a tree lord that was infused with the power of Shaman as well too. Imagine a 25, 30 foot tall, kind of like Sylvaneth, Trant, but its skin is tougher than Sigmarite. Or bark, I suppose, is tougher than Sigmarite. That might be a useful ally to have in your...
Nox is getting one of those shit-eating grins that you can just imagine the creator of the owlbear had in way back when.
Yeah.
Setting.
It's got some pretty... Wow, the Tree Lord has a bunch of fucking cool abilities. Not for nothing. Like there's combat stuff too. They can also walk the spirit paths, traverse realm routes, and pass through them to arrive at a place within 100 miles.
Oh, I can only imagine what took this thing down.
I mean, three great unclean ones are part of the invading army, right? So, yeah. Okay, so. With that recovered, we have to continue your journey. So, who would like to start?
We found a clearing. Get the copter back in the air. Maybe do another awareness, or anybody else want to try the copter? I mean, I can share. I mean, you just.
What is it? Just
take
dexterity?
The copter. It's an awareness check.
Oh, it's awareness to drive it.
No check to drive it. You can just drive it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just. Oh, I mean, my awareness is not great.
Well, Nox is trying to, share the flying of the copter. It's fun.
Right. Sure. Fair enough. I'm just terrible at it.
What's your ballistic skill, Cal?
Ballistics.
Average.
One training.
Average for the rating. Durex got good with ballistic skill, so he would be quite handy in the gyrocopter. Not for nothing.
He was here to roll, yeah.
Yeah. So then, Cal, if you wish to use this, the advantage of exposing yourself by going up that high will reduce the difficulty, so your awareness check will only be a 3 difficulty.
Yeah. I mean, I could try.
Okay.
Sure.
So,
I'd love a chance to try and fly it.
Okay. Up you go.
Yeah. Easy.
So, target number 3. Here we go. Hey!
Yeah, 2 6s.
2 more successes. Nox and Leisha, what are you thinking of using?
She has no interest in flying the thing.
I think it might be difficult to fit you in it because you are like 8 and whatever feet tall.
Yeah.
So. You are more likely to be like strapped by cables and transported along, Operation Dumbo Drop style.
Yeah.
Nox could take a try at survival, being this close.
Sure.
I mean, he feels like he's close by.
Okay. A difficulty 4.
And with his mind score, he's not too terrible at it, unless I don't roll anything.
Okay. And Leisha, what are you thinking?
Is there anything she could do with reflexes? Probably not.
Not productive, at least. There's definitely a lot you could do with it.
Yeah. I mean, she could try to entertain, but that seems unlikely to be useful. I'm looking at the things she's actually good at in soul, other than devotion, is she could entertain. She could Arcane.
What's Alicia's mind like?
Her mind is a 2. She's a little bit of a zealot, so she doesn't question too much. Which is why her lore sucks.
You could give us a survival check. Perhaps it's a 4.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah. I mean, she only has a 2 on that, but sure.
Could give you at least 1 success out of it, hopefully.
Yep.
There it
There
is.
you go.
There it is.
Okay.
Yay.
So 8 then.
Mm-hmm.
Next will be Robert and Jeffrey. Each give us a D6, please.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
6.
1 6.
That sounds like a dangerous combination.
That does not sound great.
Okay.
11 would be worse.
I have great
66.
news. Somewhere Will's going to feel a chill go up
good.
his spine as I say this, because I do need to grab another book for this.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Another book. Yet another book.
I mean, he did lead me to coming into fighting a demon lord thing, so what's worse that we can bring him into?
Okay. Only because I know the random event that they've suggested, there's actually good rules for it in another book.
Oh no, they suggested something.
Actually, they didn't suggest it, as I happen to remember it from another book. No, you can blame me fully for this. Or
I was about to say, I thought we were off the rails.
all right. Okay, so what? As you guys are going, it is the light of Azir that sort of the way that the sort of sunset, as it were, works in this world is as the mortal realms are moving around one another. The light of Azir is the one that sort of, when it goes away, that is when night comes in Shyish. I think is it Shyish? Is shadow? I think. Let me see here. There's really no reason. I don't need to look this up. It's one of. I cannot resist the call of the shadow. No, that's gods. I don't want that. I want. Oh, and I just realized there was a spell I was looking for that I think is in that section. Here we go. Shaman, Gur. Shyish is the realm of death, not shadow. It is Ulgu. Ulgu is the realm of shadow. Guys, how did you not? Come on. We all know Ulgu. No?
No.
We don't know. We do now. All right. So we know Ulgu now. As Ulgu becomes ascendant and Azir passes off, there is a rustling sound as the wind of Shaman passes. And you can hear rustling along. And Cal, you're kind of in the copter. Nox and Leisha, you're on the ground. And you can hear the rustling of leaves. And that's when it hits you, Leisha, as the first one, tang, 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 off your shield. What's going to be blown along here and carried by the wind are petals that are effectively like tiny razor blades.
Oh, no.
So I would like everybody to give us it is a difficulty 4 reflexes body check. The threshold is a 2. Each success at that, it'll start reducing the damage, but you will need a fair couple of them in order to fully reduce this.
Reflexes, difficulty.
Difficulty 4, complexity is a 2.
I was able to get 2 successes with that.
Okay. Nice.
3 successes.
Okay. Cal, this is you actually piloting it too. Reflexes body is what you use to pilot, Cal.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
At least for defensive maneuvers.
Oh.
Okay. So Nox succeeds. Leisha fully succeeds and gets some extra. Then what I'll let you do, Leisha, do you have something? it was inadvertent the way I described it, but you actually got one extra success. Do you wish to give Cal some kind of warning about what's about to happen?
Yeah. She tries to see the direction that the stuff is coming from, and let's just say it's coming.
Yeah, right.
Coming at a certain level. She says, "Up, up," because that'll make him go over it.
Okay. So you pull back on the stick, Cal, and
It's an extra height.
and there's a wind, and I think, Leisha and Nox, you're able to get yourself behind it as this gust of wind picks up and it sort of rushes along that lasts maybe about 2 minutes, but it is a torrent of razor blades that had you failed your rolls, that's damage you would be taking that is not protected from armor. So it hits you, a solid reminder that even without the corruption, this place can be dangerous for the unprepared and the unaware. Mm-hmm. Consider that as you're sitting around the campfire that evening. Tomorrow, hopefully, should be your final day. You should find this Karadran ship. So, next morning, who is taking the first skill check?
I think Nox is going to use his witch sight to see if he can zero in on the source now that they're closer. It should be stronger.
Okay.
I think that's an awareness check, right?
Awareness check, please. Yeah.
Okay. And DN4.
DN4, correct.
That'll get us there.
That'll get you there. Nice.
Yep.
Cal, are you piloting the gyrocopter again?
Unless Leisha wants a turn.
Nope.
Okay, Cal, give it a flight.
How does Cal like being in the gyrocopter?
It feels very unnatural, but he loves the vision that it gives him. He's never seen the forest like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, it's the awe that a kid would feel, I think, going for their first helicopter ride. And it probably doesn't wear off that fast when you're actually able to pilot the helicopter yourself. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, let's.
Ernest said, "What?"
Oh no, actually, you've already found it. So we just need to roll for our encounter, which is, I think, now going to be Robert and Jeff. Each give us a D6 roll, please.
Okay.
Yep. Where's it?
5.
Got it.
4. Okay. So as you're getting closer, Nox, you rolled a huge success. So I'll tell you that in addition to the aetherite that you can detect up ahead, you also... Let me just make sure I got the difficulty of this. Oh, you know what? Let me go to the bestiary. Okay. Here we go.
Spang Dragon.
Yeah, really. You guys did fight that
Forge Drake.
Forge Drake, yeah, which was pretty
That was
cool.
That was crazy.
I think it was dangerous. Okay, so what you can sense this first, Nox, that there is because you're using ether sight, there is a specific concentration of corruption. You can picture you're making your way through here. Cal is piloting the gyrocopter, kind of a nape of the earth style. Leisha is the one who is pushing through the gates, and you're like, wait. And Cal, give us a reflexes check, because I think I'm going to ask you to land the gyrocopter here. Difficulty will be a 5, but you just need 1 success. Anna says that's bullshit, but
All right, here we go.
always a backseat driver.
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it.
Sure. Okay, so you're down. The reason I wanted you to land it is because when you do, you can hear. Do you remember that sickening, like, bagpipe using a pus-filled organ thing you faced before? The sloppity bile piper? You can hear at least 2 of them playing near where directly where you're going, and Nox, you know that they must be at the site.
That's why I didn't hear you, because they're loud.
Yeah. So
It's
there is definitely
fireball territory.
Yeah, at least 2. Yeah, and then there is also you can hear the buzzing of rot flies there as well.
Oh, I hate those things. Well, of course, they're the ones that take down the ship in the first place, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, like, if you extend the analogy of this thing being a fallen, warrior, what would you expect to find buzzing over its corpse than rot flies? Yeah. Cal, this may be your time to shine. For Nox's suggestion, you want to try and sneak in there?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Go and give us a stealth check, please. Using body.
What's the target?
Target number is 4. Because it's a contested one.
All right, here we go. Oh my goodness.
Can you make that 2?
I can make that 2.
Okay.
Oh, but just barely.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Okay, so let me just double check the natural awareness of the sloppity bile pipers. Kev, are you just saying that over and over again because you like saying it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's like the macro statue.
The macro statue, exactly. So what, Robert, a not insignificant part of every one of our 40K sessions is just me and Sean repeating the word macro statue back to one another over and over again.
Nice.
Now, I will tell you that will not be sufficient because you do have access to Soulfire, which may be... Here we go.
Reroll all the dice.
Yeah, because you would need 3 in order to make it a free and clear success.
Yeah.
You can just choose to reroll the 3 that failed you.
Yeah, you don't have to reroll.
Well, I might as well reroll 4 of them, right?
Well, your 3 plus the 1 focus gave you the...
Oh, yeah, I guess I can't roll anything better for the focus. Yeah, so
Yeah.
3. Yeah, I might as well reroll 3d6.
Spending Soulfire, we're down to 2.
But it's worth it.
Oh, you got it.
Maybe.
There's your success. All right. So getting in there, here's what you see is that there is indeed 2 of these sloppity bile pipers that are there still, wheezing away on their organs, and the what is buzzing around and either sitting on the, perched on top of these things, or for one, you do see the fallen Karazdreth airship, and it is very much like the one that it's not identical, because for a moment you think, oh shit, like did they crash? But it is not. This is certainly a different coloring and whatnot on this, but it is a Karazdreth airship. It's probably the ones that Jurek was serving with, and there are a total of 12 rot flies buzzing around above this thing.
Oh, God.
So, it is a not insignificant amount that have stationed themselves here.
I still feel like we're safer than fighting the Demon Lord thing.
Yeah, not even
Yeah,
close.
no doubt. Yep.
Okay.
So
Also, not this wasn't intended, but if someone is in the gyrocopter, they can actually engage in dogfights with the rot
Dirac is
flies.
going to shine next time.
And guys, I think that's where we have to end our session for it. So, is it 1 XP you guys are getting at the end of each session?
Unless we do something along our goals.
Yep.
The 2.
Oh, you know what? I mean, you guys faced a greater demon of Nurgle for the first time, and while you fled, I mean, that was the proper resolution of that encounter, and you're starting to replan some stuff. No, I think you guys get 2 XP for the session. That was pretty great.
And just for anybody else edification, 2 is enough to get a training and a focus, and 1 skill you're not trained at all in. So if you want to bump something up.
Nice. And so is a talent 1 or 2? 2. Okay, there you go. Then, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us, guys. This is session 10 of this campaign.
Wow.
Yeah. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the game, or the campaign we're playing, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where we have a channel dedicated to all the Warhammer games we run on the channel, as well as channels dedicated to most of the games and campaigns we have on the channel, as well as Find a Group, GM discussion. There is a terrific community that has built up over the years over there, and you're more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs, like Ulysses Spiela's The Dark Eye, for instance. There's if they don't have in stock something you were looking for, you can put it on a want list, and they'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code Happy Muse Year. It is in the description of the video. It is easier to type than it is to say. It will save you 10% on any purchase of $10 or more, and that'll change as of April 15th, 2025. It'll change. If you're listening to this after that time, come back to one of our more recent videos. You'll have the current discount code listed there. Last thing I will say is a huge thank you to our stalwart Soulbound heroes. So Robert, Jeffrey, and John, thank you so much for joining me today, guys. That was really fun. I was a little worried about what was going to happen, but excellent use of the retreat mechanic. Terrific way to sort of figure out another route forward. And yeah, this is going to be, I can see a very productive counter plan coming together. I'm very sorry that the rot flies may kill you all next time, but we'll see how that goes.
If we survive, we'll have a direct and a gyrocopter dropping bombs on the big demon lord.
Hell yeah. And you've got a cannon that you may be able to recover from there too. That's not insignificant damage. So then for those listening at home, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time to see what our heroes do next at this crashed Karaznethil airship. But until we see you again, we hope that we gave you, until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our soulbound heroes have been encountering. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.